Welcome back to Chrono Trigger. I was supposed to be going through the laboratory, but I figured I'd backtrack and show off this optional dungeon that you technically don't even have to do for most of the game, but you may as well get it out of the way now.
Yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, wait a minute, why are you going? I was like, why are you going into the sewer access when we were supposed to be going to the dome?
This was something I meant to show off in the last part, but I completely forgot that you had to.
Was there?
But I was going through the main area first.
Was there a boss in this area? I can't really remember.
It's not that hard. After you erase Johnny, you can just run back through the destroyed city again and come back here. This is a completely optional dungeon. You do have to come through here once eventually. As I mentioned before, you may as well just do it now so you don't have to waste time doing it later.
Yeah, I guess. I can't remember. Is there a boss in this?
There's a mini-boss, yeah.
And not even a critical's enough against these guys.
Yeah, these guys are. This is one of the reasons why you probably shouldn't come here as early as I am, because they're a little bit stronger than the guys we fought before.
At the very least, they're beefier in terms of health. They don't really look like they do much damage.
Really, this is kind of one of those weird optional but main dungeons. It's hard to explain, really.
It's like you could go to it earlier than you're supposed to, but it would probably make more sense if you get to it when you actually need to go through it.
I don't remember if the game ever even talks about this dungeon.
I don't remember mentioning anything about it.
I don't think you necessarily have to go through this dungeon in the entire game, honestly.
And that actually did quite a bit of damage on Chrono.
Yeah, like I said, these guys are a little bit tough. I'm more worried about Luca.
Yeah, they don't really have much in health. But at least Luca can do that.
Yeah, most of these guys are weak to fire, so Luca can do pretty decent damage here.
Screw you, Pokemon.
It's also a nice area to go. It's also a nice area to go through to grind a little bit, just in case. Because the next area you're supposed to go to can be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, just a little.
I'd say we're supposed to go to this factory next, and the factory is usually where I see the game starting to pick up in difficulty.
I just imagine with that bubble attack, it's like, oh god, bubbles! They hurt so bad!
Fucking bubbles! Hey man, water pressure hurts.
Yeah, but I wouldn't think bubbles themselves hurt unless they were really, like, I don't know, what are those kinds of bubbles that are, like, really fucking persistent?
You mean like acid?
I guess you could call them acid bubbles. That makes more sense, because if a bubble just pops in your face, you're like, oh, hey, look at that.
True. Again, I apologize for the desyncing. I have to figure out what's wrong with my cables. It hasn't done it recently since I replaced it. This was before I got different cables.
No need to mention it.
Oh well. It just bothers me when it happened, because I noticed it during editing. I'm just like, oh man, I don't have to re-record this. Oh well. At least it doesn't desync the actual video itself. It's just, it feels like it does. Anyway, at this point here, you can actually there's a bunch of battles you can get into here. Actually, that's what this thing's here for. Talking about how if you make any sort of noise, then random monster attacks will happen.
Sounds about right.
I
already knew that was gonna happen.
But, I mean, so you can technically avoid all these battles. Since we already saw these guys, I'm just gonna cut.
Yeah, you just gonna see all this stuff, and then you're like, god damn it.
Kick the can and you fight more guys.
Cheese! Oh,
Ooh,
I could already...
Cheese.
I knew it.
God damn rats.
Then the rats are like, hey guys, what's going on over here? Oh god, that guy has cheese, I'm gonna fuck him up.
And then the most dickish one.
Oh,
hey, the
yeah.
chime that happens when you go on the save point makes the battle start. God damn it.
Yeah, I like that one, just because like, okay, so they acknowledge that the save points are a thing and that they make noise.
The thing that's annoying, though, is the save point disappears afterwards, so you can't even use it.
I know, it was just, yeah, that is really dickish.
It's just there to dick with you.
You're like, oh, hey, I can say, ah, fuck. Now, where'd it go? I'm trying to egged her?
Egged her. I don't know what they're supposed to be. Sometimes the translation kind of throws me off.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were translated to in the DS version. I've never played the DS version.
Well, maybe they added in an extra G because they do kind of look like eggs.
Maybe. I don't know. Did you play the DS version?
Oh, yeah, maliciously.
Damn it.
No, seriously, I played that version at least 3 times, and I got everyone to, like, max level, got all their techs, and got the entire monster encyclopedia filled up. The only thing
Damn, that's insane.
The only thing I didn't
Anyway.
100% was, like, that one monster arena that they added to the DS version.
From what I heard, the Monster Arena is extremely confusing and doesn't make any sense and is completely pointless.
No, it's just extremely simple and, for the most part, RNG.
It's like it's kind of got a Pokemon-ish thing to it, except you don't control anything about it.
Yeah, you just throw your monster in there and hope for the best. Now, I remember, like, there's certain items that are exclusive to that, which I never really managed to grab, so... So technically, I didn't really 100% it.
Well, because the items you get are so random, you have to replay it over and over again, and it gets really annoying.
Yeah, and I'm like, not worth my time. So then I was just like, fuck it, I'll call it 100%.
Anyway, pay attention to what those frogs were doing. You do have to hit that switch. I had the most amount of trouble doing this because I haven't done this dungeon in forever, and I kind of got turned around a little bit. Because if you miss a switch, then you're kind of stuck here.
A rage band.
Rage band, and I probably should have equipped it before fighting this boss here.
Oh,
this is
boy.
Sir Crawly.
I kind of remember this guy.
He's kind of tough for being an optional mini-boss, actually.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Har 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 har.
Hey, Chrono, why don't you just use slash on him right now, cut him in half, and we don't even have to fight him.
Okay, we get it. You guys are doing your evil laugh.
Huh?
You just keep laughing evilly. It's like, alright, you want to fight? Bring it.
Things you say to start a fight.
Want to start?
Hey, you guys want to fight?
I'll shred you.
Okay, now, Crawly here is really frustrating. You'll see why in a few seconds. There it is.
Nah.
This attack right here. Automatically heal the person he does that to, because it'll instantly drop you down to 1 HP.
Sounds about right.
So if you come in here without a healer, which is physically impossible at this point...
Oh yeah, there's no way you don't have a healer. It's all story-based.
At this point, I would just have Chrono and Luca do all the fighting, and just have Marl be healing.
If anything, you just gotta make sure... The only thing you do have to watch out for is that you aren't being a complete jackass with the healing spells before you reach this guy.
Thankfully, his attack that drops you down to 1 HP, he can only use on one person at a time, so as long as you heal them right away, then you should be fine. This is the reason why I've said coming here this early may be a bit of a... Coming here this early may be a problem.
Oh no, Chrono.
And that's why I was waiting. I was specifically waiting, because when he says I'll shred ya, that means he's going to use that attack. So I just wait and see who he uses it on first before I attack. And just hope to God I beat him before he gets another attack off, and then he's dead. He's a really easy mini-boss.
The only thing you do have to watch out for is that attack. That's really it.
Yeah.
And Chrono's almost dead.
Stupid damn one-hit.
Well, technically not one hit.
HP. But yeah, even coming here this early, he shouldn't be too difficult for you, as long as you're at least level 9.
Yeah.
Or in my case, level 11.
Yeah, just make sure you have proper armor, and you should be good. I mean, his
Well,
regular...
the armor's not going to help with his...
Well, I know, but
attack
I mean with
ability
his regular
at one.
attacks, because his regular attacks are pretty strong. It's just like, if you let him get it off, then you probably will die.
There's also another reason why you want to come here. You'll find some weapons that you can... That Chrono can equip here, so you can save some money and not have to buy them. That's assuming you didn't buy them already.
Which, knowing anyone's luck with RPGs, it's usually the case.
Yeah. Alright, I forgot. These guys can use lightning for some reason.
Yeah, why the hell not?
I can understand them using water magic because they're sewer monsters, but lightning? Really?
Hey, it's the future where everything's fucked up. I wouldn't put it past them to know whatever.
I guess.
It was all like, look, the world's gone to shit. Yeah, that's really it.
Pretty much.
I swear, though, these things are pretty beefy in terms of health.
They really are. Most of these enemies have at least 200 HP, and that's kind of ridiculous for this point in the game. Considering the first two bosses only had like 200 HP at this point.
And that was mostly just because you were starting out.
Aura Whirl. Still my second favorite healing spell in the game. Probably the best healing spell for the majority of the game.
At least until you get someone that can heal the whole party, but I think that becomes eventual. I can't really remember.
We're gonna get another party member soon that can get healing, which... The party member that gets more healing spells is the kind of character... is a character that you wouldn't think would have any healing spells at all, considering who they are, but we'll get to them soon enough.
Yeah, I suppose.
At least here I'm finally getting to show off what happens with showing off Marl's physical attack, bashing things over the head with her crossbow.
Yeah.
Again, that usually doesn't happen, so her aim stat is still her better stat to have, because bashing things over the head with that is only doing 70 as opposed to like her 115 from her normal shot.
I was about to say, you're going backwards.
I am, but that's because I thought I missed something.
I don't think there's anything to miss. Everything's pretty out in the open here. Hey, a bolt sword.
And a bolt sword. That's another reason why you want to come here. Although I think I already got the bolt sword, and that's just going to be... No, I have a load sword. So there we go. So there's a good reason to come here. Now when we go through the factory, we're going to be stronger than they intended us to be.
Yeah, just by like 2 points, though.
Hey, with this game, 2 attack means all the difference.
Oh, that's what the Rage Band does. It gives you like a 50% chance to counterattack.
Yeah. At first I thought that was the weapon. I thought that was the item that made you berserk permanently, but it's not. Another problem. It's another translation problem. Anyway, this is where the sewer access leads you to, which is the Keeper's Dome. We don't need to be here quite yet. We can also go onto that mountain, but don't. Just don't. We'll get to there soon enough.
You're like, do I want to?
I'm sitting there and wondering if I can even go up there. Yes, I can. Here's Death Peak.
And
And I figured, it's not going to do anything to it's not going to be any harm to show it off. But this is Death Peak. Let's see if we can make it up here. Hey, if you run up here, you get a power tab. Oh God! Yeah, that's what happens. You can't even get up Death Peak even if you want. But you get a power tab, so yay.
Fuck it.
So let's check what's in this dome here.
Sad music.
Yeah. Load faster. There we go. If you remember... Actually, no, we haven't been here before. I'm thinking way too far ahead.
And this is...
Gala.
Yeah, this is talking way ahead. You must not climb Death Peak! We tried already, but we got a power tab, so we're good.
Already tried, and we died almost.
Man, this is
Ocean Palace and
really...
Blackbird.
This is really foreshadowing.
Yeah. Let's just forget that I came here. I really only came here because you can get the bolt sword early and you can get that power tab.
Yeah, I never realized how much foreshadowing this part had. And then again, I don't think I came here this early.
Yeah. And then we got another one of those. We got this door that's making that same chime that happens when you try to get that treasure chest that's sealed.
And that ain't working.
And that computer doesn't want to load either.
We must have Windows Vista.
No, it's Windows 10. Shit, it doesn't work yet. Actually, Windows 10 works just fine right now.
Honestly, I must say, Windows Vista is probably the worst iteration of Windows I have ever experienced.
What about 95?
No. Oh, that's early Windows. But still, like, Vista had no excuse to be that shitty.
Anyway, I just jump cut through the sewers because you don't need to see me go through it again.
Thank God. Wait.
I mean, you do have to refight all the enemies again, which kind of sucks. You'd think they'd give you a quick jump option, but no.
Nah, this ain't Tales of Symphonia.
Thankfully, you can come back here and use the Enertron.
But we're still gonna be hungry.
Are we?
Yes.
Are we?
Yes.
Are we? Oh.
And what was I?
One of these days.
I don't know.
Days,
I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, man. Those things. People barely have food as it is.
Well, apparently they don't need food to live because the Enertron just keeps you alive.
Barely. They're still pretty malnourished.
Okay, and then once again I jump cut through because basically I just re-raced Johnny again. Don't need to see me do that.
Where the hell are you, Proto Man?
Well, this is... I don't know what year this is technically, but... maybe this is the future that Mega Man lives in? I don't know. Maybe this is the future of Mega Man X where Sigma takes over?
Technically this would be 23XX. Because Mega Man takes place in 20XX.
Okay, then this would be Mega Man 0 then.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Or ZX. One of those super long future games. If this is 2300, then it's probably ZX.
Most likely.
Anyway, this is the area we're supposed to go to.
Just beat the shit out of that.
And now that I went through the sewer access, I'm a higher level than the game intended me to be for this point, so I can just kick the shit out of all these robots.
Yeah, just like 1 or 2 levels, but yeah, it does help. It's just like, alright, let's get through this quicker.
Well, it's not even just that, it's the fact that I have the bolt sword now.
Yeah.
So Chrono is pretty much going to one-shot half of the robots here.
Now, if I remember correctly, once you take care of these enemies, and if you leave, they never respawn again.
No. And you'd think that having a katana that's called a bolt sword would give it lightning elemental. It doesn't.
Yeah. Maybe it was named that way because the enemies that look at it, they're like, alright, let's bolt.
I don't know. I don't know if it was called the bolt sword in the official translation or not. Like I said, I've never played the DS version.
I have, but I haven't played it in a long while, so I can't really tell you.
I'm tempted to get the DS version just to see the translation differences.
I don't know, it's still, like, pretty faithful, but it's not like it's not the Woolsey translation, so some people would be like, it's not that one, it sucks.
I mean, they do change a little, like the Enertron in the DS version says you're still just as hungry as before instead of but you're still hungry.
Yeah.
Because it's a more exact translation. In the Woolsey's translation, they did the bare minimum translation, so it's like it's clearly missing a lot of letters.
I think it's mostly because of the character limitations, because if it was in Japanese originally, like the Japanese characters don't take up as much space as English does.
No, they don't. The worst Woolsey translation you will ever see is the original Super Nintendo version of Secret of Mana. Oh my god.
Jesus.
This is like missing half of the script.
Yeah, I think I remember that from your Let's Play and my playthrough of it, and I was just like, oh wow, this is weird. Weird translation.
Anyway, we got ourselves a little cutscene for meeting this robot. This only shows up in the PlayStation and DS versions.
Obviously.
Oh man, what are we gonna do about this robot?
He's like, wait,
Luca's
robots!
just like, hold on.
He's like, I know.
Screwdriver.
He's like, I know robots. I built a robot. Hell, I probably built the predecessor to the robot of this one.
It's like, hold on, screwdriver. Wait, were tools even invented in 1000 AD? Shut up, let's not question it.
I'd be surprised if they weren't built in 1000. I'm like, then otherwise, how were the houses built?
I mean, hammers and nails, but I'm talking about, like, screwdrivers and wrenches.
Exactly. I'm still thinking, like, I'm pretty sure they had screws and whatnot. They just didn't think of using them toward mechanical things.
No, I don't think screws were around then, because we didn't get cars until, like, the 1300s.
I think you're about 600 years too early for that.
Something. I don't know when the I can't remember when the automotive industry started.
Around the 19th.
Point is, I don't think tools existed in 1000 AD, but we're not supposed to question that shit.
I don't know.
Just like we're not supposed to be able to... Just like we shouldn't be questioning the fact that Luca knows how to repair a robot that's 1,000 years older than her own technology.
I'd be surprised if we didn't have tools before 1000, because otherwise the wheel... I don't know. The wheel is technically a tool.
Also, I know this has been said multiple times, but apparently this robot's a big fan of Rick Astley.
God damn it.
He's never gonna give you up or let you down.
But Willie is like run around and hurt you?
Have you ever actually seen the video where they overlay this song?
Yes, yes I have.
It is amazing how well it syncs up.
I'm pretty sure, man. It feels like this
Apparently, Oimatsu, like someone showed it to Oimatsu, and he's like, "I have no idea what this song is."
It was like, but it's oddly entrancing.
Like in all like the Did You Know gamings about this, is like Oimatsu. He's like, Oimatsu's heard of this meme, but he's like, I've never actually heard the song before. I have no idea what you're talking about. It's completely unintentional. R-66Y.
Cool.
And of course, Luca thinks it's awesome sounding.
Everyone's
Shut up,
just
Luca.
like,
You don't know how to name
nah.
robots.
He's like, that don't sound nice at all. Let's think of something less politically correct. How about Robo?
All right. Let's call him Robot. Wait, we can only... Let's call him Robot. Wait, we only have 4 letters. Okay, Robo.
Technically, we do have more than 4. I think they were just feeling lazy with Robo. But then again, I think it'd be a little, uninspired if they just flat out named him Robot. But then again, you could say the same for Frog.
It's like, the name's Robo. No, Robo sucks. Let's just add a T to the end of that. No, the biggest slap to the face would be like, R6-Y, that's a horrible name. Let's change his name, Chrono. Okay, your new name's R6-Y.
I'm just thinking, like... I mean, with Frog, it's just like he was hiding something behind that name, but with this, we were just all like, okay, you're a robot, so we'll name you Robo.
Okay, well, apparently there did used to be a lot of humans here, but... apparently that Lavos thing killed everybody. Or a good chunk of them.
At the very least, they seemed like they got killed by something else.
I don't know. From what we saw in that computer database, whatever Lavos did, it pretty much fucked this entire planet.
Yep. See, they did find out there was a gate around here.
We came through a gate. Well, here's the thing, though. You can kind of assume that 1,200 years later, people would know what a time gate is. Especially considering, Lavos destroyed the planet 1,000 years ago.
300, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So anyway, we're supposed to go further into this factory, but into this building, but it's locked, so we gotta go through a factory. And Robo has to come with us, because he's the only one that knows how to use technology. Looks at Luca, who apparently knows how to fix a 1,000-year-old robot.
Oh, and here's where you have to force someone to stay behind.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you can only have 3 party members. You're like, do I
Now,
want...
you can choose to...
You're like, do I want power or do I want healing?
See, here's the thing, though. Robo can also get healing. But there's a specific point in this Well, you'll see why I picked Marl later on, but...
I'd like to think this is a point where people who first play this game get to this point, they're like, holy shit, we have a robot in our party.
I know, right? And he's level 10.
And he's
also really strong. He has 21 attack.
Yeah, look, he has like 39 normal attack too. So rivals Chrono. So yeah.
Yeah, Robo is this game's, for lack of a better word, he's this game's physical tank.
He seems more like a jack of all trades. Like the further along you go into the story, like the more that becomes more noticeable. Like he could do just about anything.
It's really, really awkward. I'm gonna spoil a little bit since we haven't done it yet, but when we learn magic, Robo, since he technically lives in an era where magic no longer exists, he doesn't get magic. But his attacks are still based off of the magic stat anyway.
Yeah.
Which really doesn't make any sense.
I think, I'm further spoiling. The way they explain it is that because Robo is technically not, since he's technically not alive, he can't really get access to magic, but what he uses is close enough to magic, so they're like, okay, yeah, it'll work.
Yeah, his lasers count as a magic attack, which really don't make any sense, but...
Well, it's not physical, so it has to be something
But everyone
else.
on your team has to have some sort of magic-based weapons, so that's why.
Except for one character, but that's definitely where...
Well, that makes things even more confusing, because we're going to get another character that can't use magic either, but...
Yeah, but the way they explain it, it does sort of make sense, considering, the further along you go in the story, it's like, oh shit, this is why magic exists and whatnot, but... With that character, it doesn't really apply to him.
Anyway, we got to go through the factory to figure out how to get back to the past because we're kind of stuck here. But now that we have Robo, we can go through the factory because if you don't have Robo, nobody knows how to deactivate the locks in the factory, so that's why we can't do anything.
Yeah. Plus, we have a fucking robot in our party.
Damn right we do. He's amazing.
It's gonna be awesome.